The following is a sponsored program paid for by Dr. Elijah Nicholas, LLC.
Welcome to Focal Point, the show where we bring you real conversations with real people, centering humanity and truth. I'm your host, Dr. Elijah Nicholas, and today we have an unforgettable lineup. I'm Dr. Elijah Nicholas, and I am so honored you've joined us today. This is Focal Point, the place where stories matter, voices shine, and community is celebrated. Today, we are diving into power, resilience, and joy. And yes, we're going to have some fun too. So let's get started. Now, you all know P-Valley took the world by storm, the characters, the stories, the powerful representation. Today, we are honored to have some of the talent here in the room. Please welcome Nicco Annan, Toni Bryce, and Monroe Alise. Welcome to the show, y'all. Welcome to Focal Point.
Thank you for having us.
We laughing already. That's how I want it to be today. How y'all doing today?
I can't complain. God is still in the blessing business.
Always in the blessing business.
That's right.
Thank y'all for being here. Let's start with just some basic intros. I want to start with Nicco. Everybody knows you as and loves you as Uncle Clifford. But who is Nicco?
Nicco is a brother from Detroit. Nicco is a child of a Ghanaian father. Nicco is a Christian. Nicco is I'm a lot of things, baby. I'm a lot of things.
So you wear a lot of hats.
I do. I wear a lot of hats, a lot of shoes, whether that's the ballet shoes or the tap shoes, because I do that too.
Okay. All right. We might have to have you do some twirls in here for
A
me.
mess.
I might be saying it wrong. I was a ballerina in my day too.
Okay.
Come on,
Believe it or not, I was. Tell us about Monroe, off camera. Who is Monroe?
Listen, Monroe is an extroverted introvert. She's a daughter. She's a sister. She's a friend. She's an aunt. But most importantly, I'm just human.
Come on.
Just human.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice if the world just let us all be human?
Absolutely.
Not today.
And who is Toni Bryce?
I'm the oldest of five to a Black single mother. I'm a college graduate. I am a Black woman of trans experience. I'm me. I'm a Scorpio. The first day, mother.
You said that with such confidence.
Yes, I take pride in being a Scorpio.
Scorpio.
The first day, too.
When is your
Okay.
season?
October 23rd.
Fall. I'm not sure what that means, but
Me either.
you said it with a lot of
We're passionate
first
people.
day.
Owns it.
We're
Okay.
passionate people. That's what I mean by
Passion
being a
is
Scorpio.
good. So let me ask this question, because all of you are creatives, and creatives who are, it sounds like, open in your authenticity. So does that carry a weight, specifically like a weight of visibility, a weight of representation, the LGBTQIA plus community?
I mean, I would say yes. And I'd say that because I think it's everyone's journey versus responsibility in terms of what they represent. You know, I think even in just hearing all of our intros, including yours, everyone exists in different intersects.
I like that. I also like the word that you use, journey versus responsibility or representation, because, and I would love to hear you all's thoughts on this, because I think sometimes that responsibility is put on people really without invitation.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about how important storytelling is as it relates to really just living life.
I think that everyone at some point is telling a story, whether that's you on your reel, your TikTok, you know, your YouTube page, your podcasts, even this episode right here that we're filming right now becomes a story for someone. And I think that you can't always control what the story will be, but you are charged with being an inspiration. There are no small characters because every single person, whether you are heterosexual, bisexual, pansexual, trans, everyone has a space, whether it's intergenerational, It is interracial. It is all of the things. And I think that that's what, for me, the South represents. I think that's what America represents. I think that's what the world represents.
So if you want to share, how has the current environment impacted you personally or the entertainment sector in general?
It is no secret that the state of the world that we are in when it comes to those things, there is the attempt to erase the T in the LGBTQIA community, right? And tying into the previous question, storytelling is as essential as breathing. It is important to tell those stories because people will believe the things that they see and forget the things that they don't see.
On the agency level, they are erasing trans anything. They don't even want to see it on their website because they don't want us to have that visibility, because if we have that visibility, then they don't get certain things to afford them to exist. They don't get the funding to exist in whatever they're doing for a community. So it's like, without trans people, we wouldn't even be here.
Right.
We wouldn't even be here.
It happens. And I think we're at a point where, the world is changing, and hopefully, I know that on the other side of this chaos, there will be calm and hopefully a more compassionate world. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all want to play a game with me?
Come on, let's play. I'm very competitive.
Okay, family. It is time for our Sip or Spill segment. I'm going to ask some fun questions, maybe a little spicy questions. You can either answer or you can sip.
Are we blurting out the answer? Or we raise our hand?
Blurt it out. Okay. Blurt it out. Have you ever had a scene where you just couldn't keep a straight face?
Yes.
Yes. Definitely. It was when we were stuffing Uncle Clifford in the trunk for me. That one was hilarious.
Okay. Who gained a love interest on set?
I don't know.
However you want to answer.
I think the internet knows that Tyler and Miracle.
Good one. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Tyler,
that's
who
true.
plays Diamond and Miracle.
Shout out to
Kind
them.
of not in character.
Huh?
Not in character.
Not in character. Yeah, those are their
real life.
Those are their real life. Yeah,
On
they're
screen
engaged.
and off.
Just had a baby.
So all of y'all answered that. Well, thank y'all for playing Sip. That wasn't hard, was it? Sip and Spill with me. You got to ask me a question.
Oh, thank you.
What do you want to know?
Are you working on another book?
I'm so glad you asked that. Yeah. That's a great question. That's an easy. That's an easy spill. My new book, Joy, just came out actually last week. A journey of choosing, creating. Thank you, and living in joy. And each one of you all will get a copy of it.
When does the book come out?
The book came out last week, and it is called Joy.
Where can they get it?
You can get it on Amazon.com. Dr. Elijah Nicholas, Joy, a journey to living, creating, and choosing joy. And guess what? You get a book.
Screaming.
Thank you.
Get a book.
Screaming.
Thank you all so much for being here with me on Focal Point. I really enjoyed this segment. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
When we come back, we're diving in even deeper into the stories that shape our communities. This is Focal Point with Dr. Elijah Nicholas.
At Chez Renee Macarons, it's where passion meets purpose, indulgence meets artistry. Our handcrafted macarons are perfect for any occasion and a time for celebration and for those who are seeking a second chance. From VIP gifting to 5-star experiences, taste what the city's tastemakers are all raving about. Chez Renee Macarons, bold flavor, luxury experience.
Our next guest is international transformational speaker, business coach, 2-time cancer survivor, and star of Bravo's Real Housewives of New York. Please welcome Bershan Shaw. Welcome to the show.
Yes, I love that intro. How are you?
Thank you. I'm amazing. I'm amazing. And I'm so happy to spend some time with you. First of all, let's talk about you being a breast cancer survivor. I want to commend you because my mother is a 18-year breast cancer survivor. So I know that is not an easy feat. So congratulations.
It's not. Thank you. So she's 18 years and I'm going on 17 years.
Wow. What a blessing. What a blessing. So it sounds like you've taken this journey and really, really done some work and turned it into really what seems like advocacy for the world and for the community. Let's talk about your stages of breast cancer and a thriver. How do they contribute to the experiences that shape who you are today?
Yeah, that's a good question. What shaped me today? So when I got diagnosed the first time, it was stage 1 in 2007. And I was ashamed and I didn't want to talk about it. I was embarrassed, right? So think about that. That's like 18 years ago. People were like, shh, hush, hush about cancer. When it came back 2 years later in 2009, it spread through my body, stage 4. I woke up. I was like, I have to get busy living and not dying. This is a mindset. Let me beat this dis-ease and really do everything I can. And that's when I started to really journal about it and really talk about my journey with cancer, because I was young. I was very young. I was scared. I was afraid of dying, every day praying. And I was like, Lord, if you keep me alive, I will motivate people all around the world.
Wow. Talk about going from pain to purpose. That's absolutely amazing. And so you've taken this now, and my understanding is that you showed up to chemo in makeup. Let's talk about beauty inside out.
Beauty inside out, because when I got stage 4, I was like, I got to do things differently. And I was just like, all right, I'm going to dress up. I'm going to wear sequins. I'm going to be in red faux fur and red pump. Like, I want to show up ready to beat this, ready to live and move on in the world. Cancer was not going to define me. I was like, I'm not letting this define me. Like, I define my life, not the cancer.
I love that. And I really believe that how we show up determines our results. And it sounds like you showed up with high energy, high vibrations, high frequency, and totally defeated that experience. So congratulations to you. And now you also have a mental health app, You Are a Warrior. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, it birthed from this experience because it was bigger than cancer. What I realized is that people were suffering in silence. They were depressed. They were lonely. They were scared. They were substance abuse, drugs, and all of these things, but no one wanted to share. And I was like, where do we really go get the help? Where's a community, LGBTQ, depression, people who are dealing with blues in the career workforce, like everyone I met at Hopkins, every walk of life, and we all had a mental health story, but no one wanted to share it openly and they were afraid. And I said, when I get the money and when like my cancer, I'm over this journey of fighting, I wanted to build something that could help people all around the world. And that's the app YouAreAWarrior. You Are a Warrior. You put all the words together, not space, because people go on app and Google store. It's the letter You Are a Warrior all together. So I just I wanted to have a place where people can share, they can be anonymous, they can get the help they need. And I knew that we needed something that was safe and inclusive, where you're not alone. And that's what I built.
Thank you for sharing that. And is this app for anybody? Can anybody use it?
For everybody. It's for everybody. It's for brown, white, Asian, Hispanic, LGBTQ, everything. Because what I realize is that it doesn't matter what race, color, creed, we all suffer in silence. And we're all human.
Thank you so much for everything that you are doing. What is next for you?
Well, I got to tell you, I have this mental health app and I'm coming out with a book. So please, follow my page at Bershan Shaw, Bershan, no W in it because people always put a W, Bershan Shaw, and really growing the app. So please, everyone, join the movement. Go download the app. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And we will make sure that all your information is on the show and on our YouTube page and everywhere so all of our viewers can find you. Thank you so much for joining me today and spending some time with me, Bershan.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Stay with us because the conversation doesn't stop here. This is Focal Point with Dr. Elijah Nicholas.
Ready to elevate your next event? Our venue is where flexibility meets style. With flat screen TVs, drop-in spaces, and private office, ceiling to floor drapes, and classroom spaces, it's perfect for conferences, meetings, and parties with free parking. Contact us today and make your event one to remember. Game Changing Men Event Venue is where purpose meets power.
Our next guest is a storyteller, journalist, and creative who uses media to spotlight culture and authentic lived experiences. Please welcome Graison Golden to the show. How you doing, Graison?
I'm doing well.
It is good to see you. Welcome to Focal Point.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, my friend and brother. So let's get right into it.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about your history with substance use and how you actually overcame it. Like walk me through your journey.
My history with substance abuse happened very early on in age. But before the substance, there was the sexual abuse, right? I think a lot of people forget that substance abuse comes from something else that's mentally going on with you. And so as a young child, 5 years old, having my first experience with sexual abuse, once I was introduced to something that can help me cope with that, there was no turning back.
Mm-hmm.
So it came through relationships, right? The first time I had come out as identified as a lesbian at that time, my parents didn't accept me for who I was. And so I ran to who I thought was love. I equated love with hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And substances were something that just made me feel better, made me feel good about myself. But it wasn't until I was in the military and I had the privilege of meeting the former president, Barack Obama. And seeing him come into that room with his class, his grace, sophistication, just a black man, I knew that I could be just where he is. Not the president, but just...
You never know.
I never know, right? But I knew that the substance was no longer going to take control of my life, and I had to take power of it. Just seeing that power walk in that room. And he took the time to reach and touch each and every one of us.
Wow.
He walked around, he gave us a handshake, and just us having that connection, I knew that substance could no longer be a part of my life.
Good for President Obama for being visible and accessible. So tell me a little bit about your military experience.
Well, like I spoke before, I entered the military because I was running away from the substance abuse and the sexual abuse, right? And I had to just find an outlet to be able to express myself. And just knowing that I can put on a uniform, I could be a part of something greater than myself, and I didn't have to worry about my identity. I didn't have to worry about my abuse. I just became a different person. And through that journey, I decided to become an Army officer.
Cool.
Yeah, so I took on a different role in the military. I was a leader, but I was a compassionate leader, and I was one that kind of broke the rules a little bit, right? Because I was just so compassionate about people, and I just couldn't understand why we had certain rules that didn't really hone in on the humanistic person.
Talk to me about your personal life and serving in the military as a veteran.
Wow. It was tough, you know. Coming out of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, the repeal, even though it was repealed, there was still a lot of stigma that went with that. So I still had to not live as authentically as myself until I left the military. And so now my goal aligned with being a voice for Black transness and Black trans veterans. A lot of times we don't know where to turn, and they don't either. But we have to use our voice to educate them so that they know how to better assist us in our care needs.
So being Black, being trans, and being a veteran.
Yes.
Those three intersections are lives that many people will never know the nuances of walking in a person's shoes.
Right.
And so now we're at a time where, with the current administration, the United States Air Force has said that individuals who served 15 to 18 years get no retirement.
Right.
They've already done the time. They've already sacrificed their life.
Right.
But they get no retirement. What are your thoughts on that?
That is absurd. That is absurd. We are human beings at the end of the day. You know, we sign our lives on the line to protect the freedoms of Americans. And the sacrifices that we have made, no matter if it's, 1 year or 20 years, we have missed out on our family vacations. We have missed out on the simple things just to be able to say that we are proud American citizens. And for America to turn their backs on veterans that have fought for their freedoms, it's absurd. We have to do something. We have to come together collectively, because it's not about the labels and who you are. It's about looking at each other as the human beings, and we all deserve to be here on this earth and live as authentically as we possibly can.
I want to give you an opportunity to look into this camera.
Okay.
And if you have a message, an inspirational message for a young kid that looks like us, anything you want to say to them?
Absolutely. It starts with you. A lot of times we are our own worst enemy. You have to be able to get up, fight, but fight for yourself. When you're lacking something, whether that's love, put self in front of that love. If you're lacking esteem, put self-esteem. It's all about how you pour into yourself and give that love so that you can continue to be the person that you are destined to be.
Graison, thank you for coming on Focal Point today.
Thank you for having me. All right.
This week, I've been thinking about service and sacrifice. Just days ago, we remembered September 11th, a day we must never forget. As a veteran, it is my duty to honor that memory. But it is also my duty to lift my fellow service siblings. Recently, the United States Air Force revoked retirement benefits for transgender service members. Let me be clear, no veteran who has faithfully served this country should ever be denied the benefits they have earned. Our nation is still incredible, but it needs some serious tweaking. That's another show for another day. For today, I'm asking you to take action. Call your congressional representatives, call your senators, call your community leaders. Ask them to challenge this injustice. Demand that they stand up for the service members who stood up for us. Because when we protect our service members and our veterans, we protect the very soul of this country. This is Focal Point with Dr. Elijah Nicholas.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Next up is financial expert, entrepreneur, and motivational speaker. He's known for making finance accessible and for empowering people to build generational wealth. Please welcome Eszylfie Taylor. How you doing today?
It's the best day of my life. Thank you. How are you doing today?
It is the best day of my life as well. Thank you for being here on Focal Point with us. So let's talk about the Taylor method. You've built a top tier career as a financial advisor and entrepreneur. So what mindset shift led you from selling products to solving problems?
I think, one thing I say a lot is that winners are just losers that tried one more time, right? So throughout the course of my life, growing up, both through academics and athletics, I always faced adversity, but kept pushing forward, right? Did you fail or did you fall, right? If you fall, get back up. You only fail when you quit. And so those traits that I learned again in school growing up translated directly into the business world. And I learned that the world isn't always fair, right? Things don't always go the way that you want. But if opportunity does not come knocking, then you have to build a door. You have to make your own way. And so, 2.5 decades later of fighting and scratching and clawing and in this pursuit of greatness, here I am. And I think the big shift came when I stopped worrying about what I get, what I earn, what recognition I receive when I work, and how I can help people. And so that's been the big shift of having a servant's heart, looking to help people rather than receive gain myself. And that's when my business really grew exponentially.
So looking back over your career and the time that you were an athlete, what defining challenge or failure taught you the most about yourself? And what would you tell your younger self?
Yeah, I'm arguably the biggest failure you've ever met, right? I've fallen down, stumbled, been rejected so many times. I think it's just, it's resilience, right? I love the quote, "Do not judge me for my success, judge me for the number of times that I've fallen down and gotten back up." I would say, going back, and what advice I'd give to my younger self would really be, um, to live in the moment and to not always be worrying about what's next, what's next. Richard A. Vogel said the most important time in life is not the past nor the future. It is the now. It is this precious present. And I think I won't say wasted, but I've used a lot of my time thinking about the next thing, rather than always taking account of the blessings and opportunities that I have before me. So that would be the thing that I say. It's great to be ambitious and great to want more, but also take account of the things that you have today, and not, because tomorrow isn't promised.
It is not. That is wonderful. Tell me one last thing I have, because we live in a very interesting time now. And so what advice would you have for young boys who look like you and I?
Yeah, I have a reality series out on streaming now, Amazon Prime, Tubi, and the like. It's called Mind, Body, Money, Positive Mindset. Those that think they can do something and those that think they cannot do something are both usually right. Your body, health, and wellness, right? No one was ever on their deathbed wishing they had more money, right? And also then obviously lastly, the money, the piece. Money cannot buy happiness, but it can buy everything else. So you need to understand it, right? And in that respect, you control your destiny, right? So rather than trying to be the 1% of the 1% of the 1%, right? Why not? And again, look at people who live the life and do the things you want to do that are accessible to you, that you can touch, right? Things that you can emulate, and go after that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing your reality show, and I look forward to learning more about you and watching all the great things that you show our youth and our world. Thank you so much, Eszylfie, for joining me here on Focal Point.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
What a powerful and fun, inspiring episode today. Thank you to all our guests, Bershan Shaw, Eszylfie Taylor, Graison Golan, and of course, our P-Valley family, Nicco Annan, Toni Bryce, and Monroe Alise. Remember, real change happens when we listen, learn, and lead with love. Until next time, this is Focal Point, and I'm Dr. Elijah Nicholas. Keep living in your light, and always, always, always choose joy.
The proceeding was sponsored by Dr. Elijah Nicholas LLC.